guys, how's it going? Today I want to show you how to make a really neat looking planter slash vase out of a paint can and contact paper, and I'm just going to get right into the project. So the first thing you need is a container. I'm using a paint can that I found in the paint section at Home Depot. They come empty. This one was $2.97, and then I'm going to use some contact paper. And you can use whatever kind of contact paper you want. It comes in so many different colors and patterns. I've got kind of this really neat marble look-alike, and then a wood grain. So the next step after you've got these things gathered is to paint the top and bottom of the can, and you want to paint it a color that kind of matches your contact paper. So I'm going to go with this marble one for this paint can, so I'm going to be spraying the top and bottom with white. You want to protect your surface, so put down a piece of cardboard. And then I am using, this is Krylon Max Ultimate Coverage Spray Paint in flat white, and I'm just going to spray the top lip and the bottom lip. Now I'll let it dry for about 30 minutes. Now that the paint is all dry, I'm going to measure the circumference of the can as well as the height. So it comes in right about 13 1/16 of an inch, and then height is 4 9/16. And now I know how big to cut my contact paper. It's all cut out, so I just need to apply it to the can now, and the can has this little line right here that I'm going to use as my starting guide, and I recommend at this point just going really slow because it can be a little bit tricky getting it on completely straight. You might even grab a friend to help hold the can steady for you. So what I'm going to do is just peel a little bit of the back part of the paper off, not all of it, and just apply it right to that line. So as I go around the can, I'm just going to slowly pull the paper off the back. And if you have to peel the paper back up a little bit to get it more straight, you can totally do that. I've done that as well. So you can see the paper just slowly coming off, and then I'm using my other hand to push it down so it's nice and smooth on the can. There we go. So I think it turned out really nice, and now you can see why I use the spray paint on the top and bottom, because the can is silver, so that would have really, I think, shown up a little bit too much. So the white just kind of makes the top and bottom fade away. So at this point, you can either leave the bottom solid and use it as a vase, or you can use a drill with a metal bit, which I'm going to do today, and change it into a planter. I recommend that you put drainage in any container that you possibly can, and in this case it's really easy. This is really thin metal, and I just use my drill with a metal drill bit. So there is the drainage hole, and it is possible to keep plants alive in containers without drainage, and if you've watched any of our past videos, you may have seen me put together an arrangement in a container without drainage. It's possible, but not something that I would recommend for beginners because it's really easy to overwater plants when there's no drainage in the container. So if possible, put a hole in your container for drainage. So now I'm going to plant it up with this mini bell aloe, which I think is perfect for this container. It's just the right height, and I think the color looks really good with that marble. You just want to make sure whatever plant you are planting to use the proper soil. So for a cactus or succulent like I'm planting now, you want to use the proper cactus mix because it's faster draining. This wouldn't prefer a regular potting mix because that holds on to too much moisture. So if you're planting, pansies or an annual flower or something like that that calls for regular potting soil, be sure to use that. This one, cactus soil. That looks really, really good. And I made sure when I was putting soil in to pack it really tightly around the sides all the way up to the top so that I wouldn't have to get in with my hand and try to pack extra soil in. So it's pretty snug in there, just like it is. Now I'm going to take a little bit of Spanish moss just to top dress around the top, and this is purely decorative. This is obviously not living moss. This is just to kind of cover up the soil, and then also it covers up the top ridges of the paint can so you can't tell it's a paint can. So here's a few of the other ones that I made, and these ones I used the wood contact paper, and I think they have a really neat kind of trendy look to them. This one I did not drill a drainage hole in, so I was able to leave it a vase, and I think that's a really cool look. And this one, of course, I made into a planter as I did the rest of them. There's a really neat aloe vera in this one. I love the height. I think this dramatic height is really cool paired with a few of these other ones. And then this is a blue rose echeveria, which I'm a total sucker for anything rosette shaped, so this one I really love. And then the aloe that I just did. So anyway, the whole reason why this came up, my friend came to me, she's decorating for a big banquet. And when you're decorating 30 tables for a banquet, it gets really hard, especially when your budget isn't super huge for it. So we actually came up with a really shallow hypertufa bowl project that's, I think, gonna look really neat, but it got my wheels kind of turning. And I was actually looking in Home Depot at just random containers. I was just seeing what I could find to use as molds for hypertufa containers, and I came across these empty paint cans. I didn't even know that they sold empty paint cans, and I thought, you know what, that would be so cool if I could elevate them a little bit and make them look a little bit more trendy or a little bit more upscale. How cool and how cheap would that be to come up with something that you could create in mass like this for so cheap? I actually had some of this marble look contact paper on hand, and then I bought this wood contact paper, which I think was just over $10, and you get a huge roll of it, so you can really make a lot of these cans. I think I figured out you can, for this marble contact paper, you can get a sample size off Amazon, we'll link it down below, that will make 2 of these containers. So for that and then the 2 cans, it comes out to about $6.50 for the entire container, not the plant obviously, but to make the container. And that's really inexpensive when you look at how awesome they look. And I've been seeing marble containers a lot lately, like marble candle holders and marble holders for like cooking utensils and marble planters, but they're so heavy and so expensive that I think that this is a really kind of neat alternative. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I mean, you can just take this in so many different directions. There's so many different contact papers out there. When I got to looking at everything, I really kind of want to make, like, I want a bunch of them in different styles so that I can swap them out throughout my house. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, give us a like down below and make sure you're subscribed to our channel, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.